it's actually not a bad idea to have a corporation as the laws are currently written. If you have a U.S. corporation, usually the laws are written to make it a little bit more tax favorable for a U.S. corp to own foreign companies instead of a U.S. person. The problem is, I mean, you don't. It sounds like if all this works out, you won't really need a lot of the profits from the companies, right? You can kind of leave them there and move them back to the U.S. and stuff, right? It won't be like you need this to live.
Right, right. And I mean, I may, I may live, I may live in some of these places, a few months of the year or something.
I mean, if they're in corporations, I mean, you might technically have to pay rent to live in them if you're using it for a business purpose,
right.
But that's not a
Right.
big deal. I mean, it's going back to yourself. But a corporation, like, this is something that might be a good idea to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really complicated discussion. It's not something I get asked all the time, but
Right. It is complicated.
like if your goals are to just have hold these properties forever, make them be yours, and then transfer all of them to your heirs and stuff, and keep them forever. It'd probably be easier to put them in the name of a U.S. corp, because then if you ever want to transfer it or give it to someone or whatever, you just give your corp instead of transferring the ownership of all these different companies to different people.
There you go. No, that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
And there's probably there could end up being some tax benefits, because like I said, it's generally more favorable. You don't need the money, so sometimes the problem is getting dividends out of the corp and paying dividends. It's a little bit more tax compliance because you have a separate corporate return.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it will be definitely easier to transfer ownership of that corp to other people, generations and stuff.
Right. Okay.
That's a good way to do it. You could even do a grantor trust or something, but I don't know the rules. A corp would probably be easier.